Some of the barriers faced by Black women here in Las Vegas had to do with just the regular practices in place because of racial discrimination. So some of the barriers may have been after migrating here, you didn't have the kinds of opportunities that you thought you were going to have. Didn't have the kind of opportunities for your children that you had expected them to have. Jobs that you expected to last for a very, very long time didn't always last for a very long time. So those were some of the barriers, as well as there are barriers in the community itself, barriers that women who maybe wanted to start a business could not always start a business. We had small businesses owned by women. Some of those businesses could have really grown. There are barriers toward home ownership. A lot of migrants here from Tallulah, Louisiana, Fordyce, Arkansas, small towns in Mississippi expected to own homes. During that the early 1940 migration, the World War II migration, materials to build homes were scarce, of course, because of the war. But Blacks could not get financing to build homes at that point in history. So we see photographs sometimes of that West Side community, and we see those photographs of tents and shacks. Well, that's the way Blacks lived. Now, that's not unusual for Las Vegas. It's not unusual for the West. We see that happening at BMI in Henderson when the factory, Basic Magnesium, went into operation. You saw people of all nationalities living in shacks and tents. You saw the same thing for the Hoover Dam, 1931. But the West Side community experienced that in a different way. Not only were there shacks and tents, but those lasted well into the 50s and on into the early 1960s. So that was unheard of for other communities. So Black women who had migrated here wanting that home ownership, wanting that American dream, they weren't able to get that because we could not get financing at first. And then, even at the end of the war, when materials were plentiful again, as people moved out of that downtown community and moved out, and we saw housing developments begin to John S. Park and the other housing developments, where a lot of housing developments, and I'm not saying John S. Park, but some of these housing developments that we began to see in the newspaper, they had restrictive covenants. So Blacks could not move into those. So again, some of those dreams, some of those desires were stifled in a way that they were not stifled for other communities. So those were some of the roadblocks put in the way.